Welcome to the Daily Grind. I'm Mark. Better half Luke is with me as always. What's going on, man?
Not much, brother. How about yourself? You having a good? It's Friday, yeah.
Friday edition of the show. Fun fact: I just took it on Friday edition. The tweets I make. If you guys ever see the tweets right as the show starts, as the tweet that comes out, it's like what we talk about, and it says join Luke and then myself on Twitter, and I tag both of our profiles. But fun fact: the first Luke that comes up is Luke Kennard. And I almost always click his name first. And the second name that comes up, because my Twitter handle is King_producer. The second Twitter name is always is LeBron James. So there is almost always a show with Luke Kennard and LeBron James on Bluff City Media almost every day.
That's good because I almost tag, for some reason, the first two that pop up on mine are Mark Ruffalo and Mark Hamill. I don't know why, but those, and I'm like, and then it's you. I don't know why I've never interacted once with Mark Ruffalo.
It's also some of the Grizzly Bear Blues accounts. Like we've never. I don't know. At least mine is sports related. So could you imagine
at least
LeBron James related. And Luke Kennard doing a show?
No, I cannot.
Anyway, so far day's going well. Lunch was not taken on the veranda today. Just had some blueberries for lunch today. Nothing significant or yummy. Slimming down for the summer month, shedding the winter coat, as they say.
Beach bod season.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. Great show for you guys today. Spurs Grizzlies preview coming up first, and then we're going to talk about our lottery. As everybody likes to do, how quick can we get that number one pick on Think-a-thon? That's everybody's favorite activity these days. And then, of course, in our third segment, if you can see a recurring theme with our show these days, our third segment is a little more fun, a little less sports. We're talking the weekend outlook for ourselves, what we're doing this weekend. So we'll be talking that in the third segment. So stick around because it might be something fun. It might not be. Who knows? Might not be at all. Might be very boring.
We don't know.
I mean, I know what I'm doing. It's pretty fun.
Damn, I'm excited now. I don't know.
Let's get started. The Grizzlies Spurs. Grizzlies are at the Spurs tonight. Grizzlies are on a 4-game losing streak. Lost recently to the Golden State Warriors. They're at San Antonio tonight and then at the Nuggets to finish up this 4-game road trip. How confident are you in this game tonight?
Man, you know what? I'm going to say I'm 67% confident. I think we've won. How many times in a row have we? I feel like we beat them a lot in a row, like maybe over 10 times in a row. I think, I just feel like we have this team's number. I mean, granted, they've been bad for a while and they have they have Wemby now, and he's a walking highlight reel, generational talent, blah, blah, blah. Everything's been said about him. I get it. But I don't know. And they've been playing better basketball. I just think we have a better team. Even hurt, I think we have a better team.
Yeah, it's the Grizzlies are 2-0 against the Spurs so far this year. They play them 2 more times. They play them obviously tonight at San Antonio, and then they play them one last time almost into the season here in Memphis. So I'm with you. I do feel like the Grizzlies are just a better team. Obviously, they got Desmond back. I know they have Wemby. He's very good at basketball these days. Let's pull up the injury report and see who we got working with. I did not look at it too closely yesterday when it came out. But for tonight,
Giddey got added, right?
Questionable is Giddey, Conchar, and Pippen Jr., which is Scottie Pippen Jr. showing up as questionable is good. That questionable good. Usually means they're going to play. I mean, that's just like do we see anything right before game time that would cause them not to play? So I would expect them to have John Conchar. I'd expect them to have Scottie Pippen Jr. back as well, which would be huge for them just getting that point guard role to have him back. Doubtful, though, Desmond Bane.
Yeah, I just saw that. That probably means no. Jr. Probably means neither. Yeah, like probably no to either tonight.
Doubtful is usually a no. That is usually for the Grizzlies, they put them doubtful, and then the next game back, or they move them to questionable. That's kind of the process. But doubtful likely means we won't see Desmond Bane, which is tough. already with back soreness. I'm not sure how he's so sore after 2 games, but I digress. It feels like he's just not playing because it's the end of the season. That's what it feels like to me.
Shush. Hit an easy win. In a win that we should, in a game we should win. He's like, you guys got it. I'm going to sit this one out, okay?
Absolutely. Yeah, so no Desmond Bain, no Vince Williams Jr., obviously no Luke Kennard. Well, not obviously, but no Luke Kennard again. Personal reasons still out. Lamar Stevens still out.
Yep.
I'm just going to go through the guys we think we might get back or have been in and out. Stevens still with that left adductor strain, as it's just a groin. It's called groin. Okay, we figured that out yesterday. Stevens tore his groin some way, somehow. We don't know how. But yeah, so the Grizzlies should have what? Still only 8 players available, maybe 9 with Pippen. Well, if you take, maybe only 8 still available.
Yep.
So, not great. Still not looking great for the Grizzlies.
That's why I think 67% is a solid number. 67% confident.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the past games that they played, I mean, it's difficult because obviously it's the roster has changed so much. The last game they played, John Morant was here, which was such a different roster altogether. But Ja played, Desmond played, Jaren, Marcus Smart. I mean, the last game they played, Bismack Biyombo was here. So that tells you anything, how much the roster has changed. So typically, I like to look at the past games and see how they've done against them previously. But that's really, you can't.
Totally different.
It's a completely different team.
Yeah.
Completely different team. So I don't know. I mean, I guess the same thing we're looking for. The same thing we've always looked for every game. How does G.G. Jackson play? How does he play alongside Jaren Jackson Jr.? I mean, those are the things we look for at this point in any game. So
does Jaren have anything for Wemby? I'm excited to see what that's like. I don't know. I mean, here is Jaren was doing pretty good, kind of making a name for himself, winning Defensive Player of the Year, and I don't know. Wemby might win it for the next 10. Not this season, but there's a good chance that he wins a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I'd like to see that matchup too. You think you're right. The last game they played, that was when John Morant dunked on Wemby.
Yeah.
That feels like a lifetime ago. A lifetime ago, man.
Yeah. I've aged it's like the presidency. I've aged years in that time.
It feels like 4 years ago.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm interested in seeing how Jaren matches up with Wemby. I mean, it's different because even in the single matchup, you still have, with John Desmond out there, you still have things and people to take pressure off of Jaren. And now tonight, it's like it is every night. It's people are going to double Jaren. They're going to make his life miserable, knowing that there's not really anybody else that can help them. And I think that's the difficult thing to really gauge these matchups, even though that's going to be one of the most interesting things to watch. It's difficult because I don't think you're getting a true matchup. What was it like with all the players out on the court?
Yeah. I mean, the good thing is, I don't know if I can name a Spur that they could throw our way. This is not a lot of guys on this team. There's a reason this team is pretty bad. And I know Vassell, Trey Jones, who else is on this team? I don't know. Those are just the 3 that immediately hopped in my mind. I can't think of a lot of dudes that they would have to throw at us.
Yeah, I mean, they got Keldon Johnson, which is okay.
Keldon Johnson's pretty good.
I mean, I think he's good, but him being the primary creator or one of the kind of features of the team, I don't think that's his role, right? And I think I think you have a little bit of like that. A lot of the Spurs team is you have a lot of guys that are being featured that probably are not feature players. They're great players in their own right, NBA players, but they're more the role players. They're more of the, the fourth options, that type of thing. So I think a lot of those guys are just kind of playing out of position, if you will, in terms of their hierarchy of the scoring and the role. Good players in their own right. I like Keldon Johnson. I like Jeremy Sochan. I think there's
Sochan.
a lot of,
I forget they have Sochan.
A lot of good players. I just think there's a lot of they need a couple more players that are they need a Desmond Bain. They need they need people to go alongside Wemby that are guards that are good, that can take pressure off the center spot. It's really difficult as a center in the NBA to be really good and be the only good player on the team. Because you don't bring the ball up the court. You're so dependent on other players to get you the ball in the right spots at the right time. It's very difficult, and that should give you even more insight of how good Wemby is.
Yeah, I mean, if they can get like quality point guard play and shooting guard play on this team, no fun.
Even if they had a quality point guard, I mean, just to run the team in a way that makes sense for Wemby the most. Again, that shows me how good he is. If he gets those people kind of around him on that team, he will be, like you said, next 10 years is going to be in the defensive player of the year. Probably going to be his to lose. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know how you compete against his blocks, man. Like I just don't. I mean, it's just 7 per game. That's not the average he's doing, but it's a lot. We thought Jaren was doing a lot last year. He's doubled that. It seems sometimes it's wild.
Oh, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, he's 25.5 points a game, almost 13 rebounds, and almost five blocks a game.
Jesus,
and almost 5 assists a game. And that's crazy. I mean, again, I know it's
crazy.
You get a lot of like good stats, bad team, right? Like it's really hard to gauge sometimes. But even still, I think that those numbers are pretty close to being repeatable, even on a good team. I think.
Yes. He's too big. The dude is too big. And he moves. He doesn't move like most big dudes. That's he moves like a normal dude. Most guys that are that big, I feel like struggle to move. Look at Boban. Look at the guys like that. But he does not. He's graceful out there, man. It's wild.
Yeah, the Spurs are 3rd in the league in block shots. So that should tell you all I need to know about getting to the rim against this team, getting into the paint. This team, their interior defense, our opponent's interior scoring, the 2-point is dead last. Dead last. Oh no, excuse me. Sorry, not dead last. 28. Close enough, right?
Close, yeah.
Close enough.
Was
the wrong stat. But their opponents in the paint scoring 28th in the league is what opponents average, probably right around 32 points a game in the paint, which is not a whole lot considering the Grizzlies used to average 50, 60 points in the paint on teams. Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
With obviously that's with John Morant and actual good players. But getting into the paint against his team is going to be difficult. Good for the Grizzlies because they don't seem to care these days. They shoot the 3 like it's
going out of style, dude. It's awesome.
I guess the only thing they know how to do.
Yeah.
So
it's weird
for the Grizzlies. It's good for them because they let people shoot 3s pretty well. I mean, they don't guard the 3-point line and too incredibly well. They're 29th in the league in 3-point percentage themselves. And then 26 in the league in opponent 3-point percentage. So it's not a 3-point shooting team. And the Grizzlies are not, but they want to be.
Desperately. They desperately want to be. They're masquerading as one, I think is pretty good.
That's a fair assessment, I think. That is a very fair assessment. So yeah, I mean, it's just going to be, if the Grizzlies make shots tonight, they'll win. I mean, obviously that's like no shit, right? Like terrible assessment. I get it.
Analysis. If they make more shots, we'll win.
Hashtag analysis. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking about. If they make 3-pointers.
Yes.
If they make 15 3-pointers, they'll probably win the game, right? Like,
yes.
If they score more points than the other team, they're going to win.
They'll mathematically have to win.
Hot take. Hot take. That's
coming
what
tomorrow.
Trying to do is score more points than the other team.
Basketball.
I don't know why people watch this show. I'll be honest with you.
Hey, we try.
I mean, I do now. With that kind of analysis, that's exactly why.
I got what you meant.
The only other thing that I like to point that I want to point out on the stats is that while the Spurs are very good at defending the interior defense, interior paint, they do foul a lot in doing that. So they put teams on a line top 10 in the league. So they're averaging giving teams 21 free throw attempts a game, which is Top 10. It's pretty high. It's pretty high. And teams are making like 17 free throws a game against the Spurs. So while they're covering the interior defense quite well with Wemby and, like I said, blocking shots really well, that comes at a cost for them, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it bodes well for dudes. I mean, I feel like Jaren's been pretty consistent from the line. Jake has been pretty consistent from the line. I mean, I don't know who else we have that gets there. Well, I mean, and granted, the games have been called a lot. I mean, loosey-goosey lately, thank God. But I hope we have a few dudes that can benefit from that. You know, I've been impressed with Jake's ability to get to the line, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, this feels like a GG Jackson type of night. I mean,
yeah, it does feel like a GG
his ability to get into the paint. I mean, I think that with his ability to shoot threes. I mean, it feels like a GG Jackson and hopefully a Santi Aldama night. Maybe if they can repeat that first half of the Warriors game for Santi in the second half for GG. I mean, that's a good stab at it. And maybe Jaren's recovered a little bit from the overtime game in Sacramento. That was really, I mean, he was exhausted on Wednesday.
Yeah, he was.
So. That's really kind of what I think what it boils down to is what is Jaren like? What's his, exertion level like? That type of thing. Is he still super tired from being run down into the ground from playing 40 minutes the other night and another 30 something?
Get his ass beat by Sabonis physically, not like it was just Sabonis plays physical. He plays hard. Yeah, he's a bruiser.
He's a big dude. Big dude. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. We're going to talk about the lottery simulation coming up next. That's everyone's favorite activity, since the Grizzlies have a pretty decent draft pick coming up in the summer. We'll be right back.
Not just the level of individual talent that he plays, but it's also the level of his mind. We haven't gotten cross-court open shot this year. Right. We haven't seen that pass a lot. Number one, you got to respect him going to the basket. There's a roller. I got to watch the roller. He has the mind to be able to say, I see all of that, but now I see this guy over here. I'm going to get him this open shot. How shifty he is to always be going forward. It's usually side to side.
Yeah.
His dribble moves are side to side, but going forward.
Right.
Which is very hard to defend. I just want to get you, as many times can I get you to do this? But for him, it's not here. It is here, which is are his moves to get down the floor. It's awkward for a defender to try to catch a cadence. You dribble. So now what I do is when you go put that ball down, I'm going for it. But with him, it's hard for my cadence. But what's my cadence for you? I don't know what it is.
Tune in to the Anthony Sane Show Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Who do you need to step it up? Outside of David Jones, I think David Jones is David Jones.
I don't think you need him to step it up because he's been performing.
Yeah, he's David Jones. Outside of him, he's fine.
I think Quinterly needs to play better.
In what way? He's facilitating the ball well. I mean, what do you I don't
2 at 12 from the field's not cutting it.
It's not great. It's not great.
And I don't need a runner 3 from the top of the key with 3.5 seconds left.
Is Virginia the game where Jordan Brown is going to cook? Those dudes aren't looking to run the ball.
Cook what? Dude, I thought he was going to have a freaking night. He came out with that fresh cut, lined up, and then literally within the first 15 seconds missed a wide open layup, and then picked up 2 fouls right away.
I feel real lied to because I thought we were getting a 20 and 10 guy.
Didn't think it did anything for you.
Well, I think
we all thought we were getting a 20 and 10 guy. And we are getting that in David Jones.
I'm not even getting 20 or 10 minutes out of the guy.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the Daily Grind right here on Bluff City Media. We talk Grizzlies every single day at 1 o'clock. Luke and I are here with you, guiding you through life. And make sure you go subscribe to Bluff City Media on YouTube. It really helps us out. We really appreciate it. We also just launched a new insider show. So if you like college basketball at all, it is a college basketball insider show. It is kind of Memphis-centric, Memphis focused, but it is about all of college basketball rumors, all of the information, transfer portal, all that kind of stuff. Basically, college basketball free agency season has begun. And so if you're something you're interested in, make sure or consider subscribing to our insider program. You get all those shows, plus our Discord, plus tons of other things for $5 a month, super cheap. Go to bluffcitymedia.co/join. The Grizzlies have the 6 best odds right now, Luke.
Yeah.
6 best odds. That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
I'd like to stay in that slot. They're 23 and 47. Toronto on the cusp at 23 and 46, though.
Man, if we, I mean, shoot, well, we had something like 13th best odds when we got Ja, right?
That's true. We didn't, I think we were pretty close to where we're at now. I'd have to, I don't remember exactly, but I have to look it up, but that sounds pretty close.
I wish this draft was good. I mean, I know so little about, it's like we were talking, we're not big aficionados of college basketball. We like some teams. We watch March Madness, but we don't watch throughout the year. I don't know enough about these prospects. It looks like there's a lot of people from overseas that are already projected to go early. Like I'm looking, I think it's like 1, 2, 3. The top 3 picks I think projected to go are playing like overseas. I don't think they're actually college guys. It looks like on Tankathon, the highest projected collegiate player is Reed Shepherd from Kentucky, who just got their ass beat in March Madness. I know what I've heard. It's not a great draft. So I don't know. I don't know if you trade the pick, like depending on how high you get, how high I think you're able to get. I don't know.
I mean, first of all, side note, our own Daniel Greer is with us today. He just put in the comment section that Jake LaRivia is now questionable with an illness tonight. The message just came out while we're doing the show. So as we're talking lottery odds, maybe we're going to get better odds with another loss tonight. So shout out Daniel Greer for our very own watching us and hanging out with us today.
Illness. He's got poops. I bet he's got poop problems.
Yeah, that's probably true. Daniel or Jake?
Daniel. I think Daniel has poop problems. I don't know, but Jake who? Daniel has poop problems. Shout out to him.
Daniel's just trying to support us wherever he's catching strays for no reason.
For no reason.
All right, so the Grizzlies, like you said, but back to your point on draftable guys, I think the answer to that is it depends, right? Like that's the shitty part is like, do you trade it? Do you not? Is like, well, if there's a trade to be made, right? I don't know. Like, is there a team that wants that pick? Because if it's a bunch of guys that are like not that good, does that pick then become less valuable, right? And I think those are all the questions that the Grizzlies have to ask themselves. They have to ask around the league. Like, there's a lot of variables when it comes to that type of thing. But if we're just talking about draft, I know where I stand, but where are you? Are you on the just draft best available player and figure out the rest, or do you draft for what's your strategy on drafting and that, especially when the Grizzlies are such a need right now? Like, they need a center. That's really the only thing that they need. Like, they got a shit ton of wings. Like, they don't really need anything else. Where are you on that?
Man, honestly, this draft, if I don't normally feel this way. I think normally if you're in this high, you draft the best player available. I really feel that way. But I think if I'm drafting the center out of UConn, I'm drafting a center this draft. I think that's what you're missing. I really don't know I don't want to go out and get a wing with a lot of upside. Which I really don't want that right now. There's a lot. We've got a good 8-guy rotation, 9-guy rotation, and that's with whoever we have penciled in at center. I would just draft the best available center at this point, or trade the pick, or trade it. Depends on where it is. Like if I'm in like 10 to 14, I draft a center. If I'm any higher than that, I might just trade it, depending on the offers. Yeah,
I mean, I think that's I definitely don't need any more projects. I mean, well, any draft pick you get is going to be a project of some sort, right? Like, you hope that players in the lottery are more, NBA ready than others, right? But as we've seen, that's not always the case when Gigi Jackson's the most, NBA ready player on our roster, and he didn't even, didn't get drafted in the lottery at all. And Zaire Williams is sitting on the bench, so you'd like to think that, but as that just goes to show how hard the draft is. I am typically of the mind that I draft the best available player and I figure the rest out. But I'm with you. Like, it's such a need. I think you want to look for that position as best you can in the draft. but I'm also wary of getting pigeonholed into a guy that you don't want to take a guy too high, right?
Yeah.
You never want to do that. So maybe it is a situation where they do want to definitely take a center, but those centers aren't going where they're at. If they get this top 6 pick, maybe you tried to trade back, trade back and maximize that asset. We've only seen, we've really only seen climb and trade up to get people who really like. So they do take the Grizzlies have shown a idea where they always go get their guy. It's sometimes too high, right? Jake LaRavia too high. Kenny Lofton Jr., Zion Williams too high, like almost to a fault. But if it gives them anything, they are committed to the guy they believe in, right?
Yeah.
Which is great. But a lot of times, so lately, the guy they believed in has not been good. And the project they think are going to be hopefully good one day are actually good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, the ones that have hit are the guys we've traded back for and drafted late second round. Gigi, Vince, like those are the dudes we've hit on. Santi. Like, these are the guys that are proven to be part of this rotation, or the guys we've traded kind of back or just a little bit from the back for, like, I feel like most of these dudes the past 2 or 3 years have been misses in the first round.
I will say this, that
misses.
The draft is just hard.
It's hard. It's freaking hard.
It's just difficult. And so, I know we always want to give Kleiman and the front office shit about the draft picks lately, right? But it's just difficult. You're not gonna knock it out of the park every single year. There are going to be misses. It just happened. It just so happened that a lot of the misses stacked up right in a row, and it felt worse than it probably is. It felt a lot more. It felt bigger than it was, right?
Yeah.
Luckily for them, like you mentioned, you got Vince Williams and Gigi sliding in that are still good draft picks. So as much as you want to criticize for Jake and Zaire, you have to give them credit for Vince and Gigi, right?
Yep.
It works kind of both ways. You can't give them shit about one thing and not praise them for the other thing they were able to do.
Exactly.
So, they took a chance on Gigi Jackson when the only reason he was where he was because of quote unquote character issues, right? So they took a chance on Gigi Jackson when they saw talent and they recognized talent where it was. So I honestly would say the draft is just difficult. It's just hard.
Yeah. I mean, I if it was easy, a lot more people would do it, and there'd be a lot more hits, but there's not. A lot of these guys, there's so many dudes that just never work out, never pan out, and it's just the math of it. I mean, let's see. I'm curious. I'm going to sim this lottery really fast.
Actually, let's do one sim and we'll see where we're at. That's what I was going to do before the finish. I was going to do one sim.
You do it.
See where we're at right now. The Grizzlies have 37% chance of getting top 4 and a 9% chance of getting number 1 overall. You ready? No one can see this, but I promise I'm doing this, and it's going to be. I'm going to read whatever it lands. Here we go.
Let's go.
Ugh. 6 pick. Number 6.
Trade that shit.
So exactly where they landed. Charlotte gets the number 1 pick. San Antonio number 2. Washington 3. Portland 4. And Detroit 5. How mad is Detroit going to be if they get the 5th pick after being this bad all year? I would be. If I was a Detroit fan, I would be furious. I'm not a conspiracy guy, but I would start believing in one real quick.
That'd be so funny. Oh, it's like, screw you, Monty Williams.
All right, let's do one more. Let's do one more.
Yeah, let's do one where we don't do that.
Damn it. Never mind. 7. We're getting worse. Getting worse.
Trade it.
One more. Damn it. 8. We're getting worse. All right, we're going to stop this segment.
We're done.
This is bad. We're done. So the Grizzlies will probably land around the 6, 7, or 8 range if you check the odds. So let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. We'll finish up with our last segment of the day. What we're doing this weekend, we'll find out next.
I'm just big on being able to vocalize what someone's role is. I always thought my best coaches were the people that let me know exactly what you expect from me. Now, I might not like it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right. But if you come to me man to man to say, this is how we think we're gonna play you, bang, 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 and hopefully everybody understand. I'm not saying that this has not been done with this team. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying from my experience, we all have egos when we get to this game. Right. All of us, to the last person on the bench, you got an ego. But all of us can't be the man.
Yeah.
You're not, you got to be able to say, okay, he's the man, but what do I do and what can I do to help us be good? And if it's vocalized to you, then you know exactly and if I'm out there doing it and now I'm not getting the result from you, now we got to sit down and have another conversation. But as long as it is told to you, this is what we expect from you, this is how we want you to play, then I feel like, again, keeping this logo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Tune in to the Anthony Sane Show Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. All right, Christian.
Yes,
You are Penny Hardaway.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Today, you're going to play act. Okay? Gabe, because you're a Jordan Brown apologist, you're going to be Jordan Brown.
I'm a Jordan Brown apologist. Okay.
Okay.
I'll take that.
Y'all are sitting across the room from each other.
I said, don't tweet him hate. And he's like, you're an apologist. Like, good God. But either way, continue. We're in a room together.
Why did things break down?
Jordan, we brought you in this year to be the centerpiece of our offense. You came in out of shape. Let's call it what it is. Call a spade a spade. We play fast. Told you this when we were recruiting you. We play fast. One of the fastest paces in the country. You have to be able to get up and down the floor. You have failed at that.
Oh, well, I'm leaving. So it's fine. Cool.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the show. Daily Grind, 1 o'clock, Grizzlies. I said I was going to shorten that. So I'll just say it.
That was good. 1 o'clock, Grizzlies.
1 o'clock, Grizzlies. Bluff City Media. It's easier.
It's so aggressive, and I love it. It's like, yeah.
Get out of here. All right. Last segment of the show, weekend outlook. What are you doing this weekend, Luke? And also, well, I guess it's over here. Yeah.
Finger man, follow the Grizzlies finger.
Yeah, our graphic. Whenever you make one, that should be our stats monster, like on a lounge chair. You know, you take that like on a beach chair.
That's good. I've been
going in the summer.
Because you have no idea how much I've been struggling with the graphic for this. That's perfect. I've been I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
That's good. Done.
Yeah.
Done.
Anyway, what are you doing this weekend?
So I'm going to be packing. I'm not moving, but my sister-in-law and her fiance, they live with us, and they're about to be moving. They're about to be doing like a cross-country road trip to Devil's Tower out in Wyoming. It's that big, giant cliff face thing that a lot of rock climbers go. They're going to be doing, they're working out there the rest of the year. And so they're leaving next week, and we're just going to be packing, which I love packing. Like I'm a weirdo, like Tetris. It's like Tetris to me, where you show me a moving van and a bunch of boxes. I'm like, oh my God, yes. And it's great. I know it's weird, but I love it. So I'm actually really excited for this mundane task I'm going to be doing all weekend.
That sounds very awful.
Everyone says that.
I hate packing more than anything.
Love it.
Yeah. But I've been out there to the Devil's Tower. We were out there. I went out there last year. We were out there during spring break.
Was it fun?
It's a beautiful. Oh, absolutely. It's a beautiful area.
I've never been. They're going to be working at the lodge on site, like just working all summer. Pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's a beautiful area. The kids enjoyed it. It was fun. Let's see what I am doing this weekend. It's my son's 14th birthday today.
Happy birthday!
Yeah, he is 14 today.
14
is getting bigger by the year, and it scares me. I was talking to my wife today. Like next year or 2 years, he's gonna be driving. Next year's gonna be
driving.
Yeah, it's real weird, man. It's weird getting old. But fun to see him kind of in his next chapter in his life and next stage, and see kind of how, who he becomes as a person. It's always fun seeing kind of what he takes interest in every year and what he doesn't. So we have a big,
it's so cool.
So a big party for him tomorrow. He's got some friends coming over. They're going to play paintball.
Dude, paintball is legit.
Yeah, I haven't played paintball in like a really long time. And so he wanted to do it. I was like, oh, sounds good to me. I don't care. But I haven't played since I was probably a kid too. I'm not going to be participating. I'm just taking them. So they're doing that. And then we got a big Fortnite squad up afternoon tomorrow night. And then Sunday night, we got some family coming in over dinner for him as well. So if you're in our house, when you have a birthday, you have at least, several 3 or 4 days of birthday festivities that gets planned around you. We do not take birthdays lightly in the King household. They are very big. And so my wife's birthday was last weekend.
Hell
we had a party Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Just different things. I would say party. We party Friday, Saturday, but dinners Sunday and Monday, just with different
recreational
family. And yes. So this weekend is dedicated to my son. It is his weekend. Tonight through Monday will be his days to just do different things and hang out. So I got up early this morning and cooked him breakfast. And I don't ever wake up that early. But I felt it was necessary. He loves breakfast, so I got up and did that for him. So
breakfast is dope.
Breakfast is it's the best meal of the day.
I could eat when I'm on death row, not when
that sounds weird. That sounds real weird.
If I ever get on death row and my last meal, it's just gonna be just line the cereal up. Just give me Lucky Charms, Frosted Flakes.
We should start doing background checks at this company.
When I'm on death row, I'm just gonna
what I mean.
This guy knows what I mean.
I do understand what you mean. It would be one of my breakfast would be my last meal if I had to choose one.
Good, for sure. Bacon, eggs,
fantastic. All right, that's gonna be it for our show today. We're gonna be back on Monday. We'll talk about our weekends, how they were.
Yeah.
More importantly, we'll talk about that Denver game, and frankly, I'm hoping for a loss tonight. So it would be a hell of a loss against a team that you're competing in the loss column with. So although you can't really get the Spurs, but every little bit helps. So hopefully, I'm talking about a loss on Monday. Maybe you guys are looking for a win. Whatever you do, shout out to you. So we will see you guys on Monday. We'll be here. Join us then.